welcome to the channel and to another Ajr3 podcast. And today we have special guest here, Abhishek,
Hi.
and we have Ranjan and myself, Rohit.
The two constant players in this podcast. Yes, right.
Yes. So
The,
I think we should start first. I think if uh, people already know who me and Ranjan are, so can you tell something about yourself, Abhishek?
Yeah, hi. So I'm Ranjan's cousin, and basically I'm a United supporter, and I've been following football since 1998. So it's been a very long time, and currently it's not the best time to be a United fan. Those who have started following football very recently would probably not know how good the team was back then. But for people like us, it's really painful to see where we are right now. But obviously, we keep hoping that we improve like sooner rather than later.
Glory, glory, Man
also,
United.
also, guys,
Yeah.
let me tell you, he is a professional footballer by himself, a doctor, but a professional footballer, a left wing.
Ex
So,
footballer.
ex-footballer, he played against Spurs and Chetris and all, Santosh Trophy and
Yeah.
all. So he's one of the reasons that I came into football and I came into Chelsea, FIFA, and this guy. So yeah,
Yeah.
great to have you here.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks, man.
great. So we have somebody now who has been at the pro scene at least.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So I think we should discuss about the elephant in the room first.
Yeah.
As you said, Manchester United. I mean, since I've been following football, I think yeah, I have never seen like a team as deflated as the squad of United looks right now. And yesterday, while watching the match, I was like I didn't have like any kind of emotion. First goal, I raged. Second, I thought like what's going on. Third was like disappointment, man. At the fourth, like when you concede 4 goals in 35 minutes, that's a abysmal performance. Like they didn't even do that against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like
You know,
getting this done is like
Rohit, what happened? Last week, me and Abhishek were watching Brighton versus United at his place. So I was supposed to be at his place, but I couldn't be. So as soon as I started, with the match, and I was a bit late, and I saw there are couple of messages, popping up in the WhatsApp group. I thought Ronaldo may have scored and all, but when I saw the score line, it was 2-0 in 20 minutes. And as soon as I opened the application Hotstar, so in front of me the third goal happened, and you know what vibes came up to me? It was the similar vibes which Brazil and Germany played in the semi-final. They
Yeah.
conceded 4 goals in 25 minutes. United also had 3 goals in 30 minutes.
Yeah. But the
So I
difference then
thought,
is that both Brazil and like Brazil is considered the nation when you consider football.
yes,
Like that's the
absolutely.
first country that will pop to your head, right? But Germany is also very good. But then you look at yesterday's game, it's United. Like I'm not taking any credit away from Brentford. Like they did superbly well. But like when you talk about likes of United, Liverpool, Arsenal, like Brentford isn't there, right? And then you concede 35 goals in 4 minutes. That is like I think the lowest point the club has seen so far. And I kind of feel this won't be the last. The way this club is going right now.
Yeah, I also feel the same. Like, पर वो एक कहावत है ना कि दिन तब बुरे होते हैं जब तुम्हारे राइवल फैंस भी अब बुरा लगता है उनको कि तुम्हारे हार के ऊपर सो दे डोंट बैंटर ऑन यू बट दे आल्सो फील बैड so that is the
Yeah.
lowest point that a club can get. So I was also feeling sad about you know United has that legacy and more for Ronaldo यार मतलब मेरे को हमारे को दे दो यार we also need a number 9 who can score some goals. I am very much at by the time you will be watching this video
I
I'm
mean,
pretty much sure
like I
Spurs would
don't
have
think
thrashed
United
Chelsea
even
as well.
wants to hold on to him. Like definitely he's a very good player, but like personally, I think anyone who is a bit reasonable would understand that he is towards the end of his career, right? So it is only fair that he gets to play in a team that is playing in the top tournaments. Like you will not want to end your career with a team where you are not even getting Champions League action. So I think it's fair that he wants to leave, and I also think that the club should let him. Yeah, like currently there's a situation where a lot of clubs have openly said that they don't want to get him, but then I certainly hope that, like for his sake, that he plays in a better team. He does not deserve to be in this slot where nobody is apparently interested in playing for the club, basically.
See,
Yes,
yesterday,
absolutely.
so what we do is like we play like volleyball every day. Most of the time, I
Yeah,
used to play like so. Yesterday, like we lost almost every game we played out of six, and I was frustrated. And normally, I don't get frustrated, but the
yeah,
reason I was frustrating is because we were losing the points, and it wasn't my mistake. I was like
yeah,
playing one of the best games. Like I
yeah,
was getting a chance to smash, I was scoring the point on each and every smash,
yeah.
and at that time you start feeling helpless,
True.
that you can't do anything. That is the same with Ronaldo. Like he can perform his best. Like the first two goals like they conceded, like what attacker can do? Nothing, man. After you
Yeah,
concede
nothing.
two goals against a mid-table team,
Yeah,
your squad is done. You're everybody start looking at each other, and this moment of time, they don't even have like faith in each other. Like if I am playing with Abhishek, I have to pass to him. Then
yeah,
I'll think that okay, if I give the ball to him, I can depend on him. But now the squad is just looking here and there, and they're just pointing out to each other. Even after conceding a goal, nobody is going to the other person. You see, if I made a mistake, my teammate is supposed to come to me and tell me, okay, okay, no problem, let's focus on that.
yeah.
That person just doing like this and he's walking isolated. Everybody's like walking isolated. So where's the squad there?
Now that's the thing. Like right now, if you look at the United team, like in yesterday's game, the whole team did not seem to care. Right, when you lose, when you concede two goals in such a short time, like 20 minutes. Like I was discussing this, like they conceded the third goal in around 30th minute and the fourth around 35th. I don't think any player felt bad or any player felt the need to actually up the tempo or like give a extra 20%. When substitutions are made in the second half, when Malaysia came in the second half, right? There was this moment where he had to go back and clear the ball which was not cleared in the first place by Maguire. He
Yes.
is a youngster and he was yelling at the senior players. Like that is the sort of commitment you need. Like you see any top team, you see City, you see Liverpool, you see any team actually, if somebody fumbles, it doesn't even matter that he's an experienced player or a youth academy graduate. Like if you are not doing something that you're supposed to do, like the very bare bones, you can see the senior players actually yelling at them, getting annoyed at them, which shows that they actually care about the club, they care about playing for the club, and they care about getting a result. You don't see that with any United player right now.
As
Not
you
one.
as
Not
you
one of
mentioned,
them.
like Malasia, I saw that as well. That was
Yeah.
a kind of scream like Real Madrid used to give in UCL when they'd
Yeah.
make like goal like clearance, or they would like defend. You can see like Alaba, Militao. This is
Yeah.
how they played the last season. This is like a
True.
real mentality. He scored it like he scored a goal, even though they were 4-0 down. But I didn't see like from that thing from anybody else.
Yeah. No one.
Because
No one.
as soon as they do something brilliant, they're I think it's like in back of their mind that okay, we did this, but next time we're gonna fuck it up. So
True.
You
Like
it's
know,
basically the same
after
mentality.
the first game, there was this interview with Harry Maguire, and like I don't remember the exact things he said, but it basically translated to something like we can concede the first goal, but
Mhm.
then the team should have a response or reaction when they are one goal down. So my first thing is, why would he's the club captain, also he's the center back, so it's
Yep.
his job to not concede goals. So why would a captain and a center back talk in terms of like it is fine to concede a goal, but then it is mandatory to have a reaction? Like your first thing should be not to concede. Like that should be
and
your mindset. You should not
and
go on the
specifically
field to
and
concede the
specifically
first goal
when
and
you are
then
the when you are the one of the main center backs out of the two pairings, right?
He
So
is
you,
obviously he's the main one. He's the captain, so definitely he is the number one center back we have. Like irrespective of skill, I'm
Yeah.
not even going into that.
yeah,
But to be
absolutely.
fair, he had a decent game yesterday, so like not anything in that sense. But given that he's the captain, it is his job to organize that defense. The defense is nowhere. You see the fullbacks, they go on an attack. Both of them lose possession very easily. Both Dallo and Shaw, their crossing is abysmal. They can't cross the ball into the box, and then
Don't
they
don't
don't
just get
care to
me
come
started
back
on
when they lose
crossing,
possession.
man.
Huh? Yeah,
I
like
haven't
they lose
seen a
possession so many
team
times.
this
Yeah.
bad.
It is
At least
horrible.
like in team like I think the only person who can I thought used to like Alex Telles is good because I in Porto he was really
Yeah,
good at
and
crossing.
they loaned him off. Like he
Yeah,
is the one
Yes.
who could
they
actually
loaned
do
him off
something,
and
and they loaned him off.
yeah,
It's
I mean Luke
crazy.
Shaw is like one of the laziest players I've ever seen.
Yeah,
He
and
doesn't seem
and
like
he has so
mentally
many
protected
injury
as
issues
well.
and everything. So like when he came from Southampton, he was a very good prospect, fine, but he did not live up to that. So you can give a player 1 year, 2 years tops. EPL is one of the fastest leagues. So if you cannot,
Yeah.
and Luke Shaw came like transferred clubs within the league, so he knows already how the league works. He knows how the teams generally play. So if he can't adapt in 5 years, I don't think there's a point of keeping on playing him. I don't see the reason why he was selected at the first place yesterday.
Also, as you mentioned that Harry Maguire said that there has to be a reaction. I mean,
Yeah.
who initiates the reaction? Isn't it the job of the team captain to initiate a reaction to get the
Yeah,
reaction out of the
exactly.
players?
Captain, and I would say the other senior players.
Yeah, captain is like a manager on field.
Yeah,
A manager can motivate you in the back, right?
yeah,
But a
exactly.
captain can motivate you in the field.
True.
And also one more, as much as I used to play and I see the game, for me there has to be like three leaders, one in attack, one in defense, and one in the midfield, and
Yeah, I
that
think there
person
has to
needs
be
to
like
read the
definitely
game.
more than one. Yeah,
Yeah, that person need to read the game, and it's his duty that how a midfielder would know how the midfield works, right? So the
yeah,
leader will organize the midfielders, and the attacker will lead the attack, and the defender. The problem is like you can bring if Virgil van Dijk was young, if he came to this
yeah.
squad, he'll struggle the same way
Yeah, right
because
now the squad is in a situation where I think any player would struggle. Like a new player,
absolutely
a seasoned player, one like Ronaldo is one of the best. He's 37 years old, but still he does what he's supposed to do. Like if he gets the service, he'll still get you goals, right?
he
But
still
the
converts half chances.
Exactly. But given how bad the situation is at the club, I don't think any single player can do it right now. Like even if you guess the best player who even like I think Mbappe is considered one of the top
Yeah.
assets in the game right now. Even if you hypothetically get Mbappe, I don't think they'll do anything different. Maybe they'll score a few more goals, but I still think the main problem will be the same because it's
I
a team
think like
sport. A
even if
single
you
player
get
can't do
Mbappe,
anything.
if you get Mbappe, he's gonna do nothing more than what Ronaldo did for United last season. Es-
Exactly.
Especially you consider UCL. You see his goals were nothing short of a miracles.
Yeah.
Like they they did not deserve a goal at the moment he
True.
scored for them
Yeah.
and kept them in the UCL. Absolutely did not deserve it. Atlanta, every game they played, the other team deserved to win.
Yeah.
What else can you say?
Like I think United right now has zero desire and drive. Like the team in general, whoever plays, like I don't think any player actually cares. And for me, the comparison, like I have seen United play since like I said, since '98. So I've been following them for a decent period of time. So there was one era when Beckham was there, and Beckham, Giggs, Scholes, they were there. And then there was a second era when Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez, these people were there, right? So in any given point of time, there were so many leaders on the pitch. There were so many people who actually cared about playing for the club, right? You see Vidic, you see Ferdinand, you see Giggs, you see anyone. Like
Roy
first they will
Keane.
give their 110%. Second, if they see the player next to them not delivering what he's supposed to, they'll actually get on their case and make them run more, make them run harder, make them run faster. Nobody in this team does that now. Like Bruno Fernandez does not care. He's
Oh,
out on.
he keeps whining. As you said, very good point, and that supports my argument as well. You see, when United days, like if I go to because I started following like from 2000 5, 6, 7, 8 till that
Yeah,
time. So you see, in defense they had Rio Ferdinand. Do you think if
yeah.
left back or right back, like say Petrus Evra, does make a mistake, that Rio Ferdinand doesn't go to him? and
Yeah,
tells
they
him
always went to him.
that he
They
has
did
the
not.
second
They
thing
did
was
not
like
care how senior the other player is. Like at that
yeah.
time, the
Also,
situation
just
was such they
just
would
adding
yell
to
at
it,
anyone.
if anybody messes in midfield, there was Roy Keane to tell them,
Yeah,
put them into
exactly.
place. And then there's a very famous story like Cristiano Ronaldo used to dribble too much and without end product. When Mr. Roy
Yeah,
went to his face, he just
yeah, exactly.
captured him. Like, what are you doing? These are now
Yeah,
three leaders in three different departments.
yeah.
That's
So
what is
now the
exciting
thing is
about
like there are leaders in every department, but all of them keep whining. Like Harry Maguire will always whine in defense about how nobody is marking people. Bruno Fernandes always keeps whining in midfield how
it.
he's
Yo,
not
Bruno,
getting
he
the
just
ball.
pisses me
Like,
off during the game. Nobody does
yeah,
like he does. Like, okay, if
it's
somebody
really messed up.
hasn't given you a foul, you're talking to the referee. Oh, I have not given a foul. The game is going.
Yeah, I know, I
Attackers are
know.
attacking, and he's just talking to the referee. Referee is
Yeah,
more interested in following the game than Bruno
yeah.
Fernandes at that moment.
Like
He's
Bruno
just standing out
Fernandes
there.
is really off. Like I think all the United players are off pace actually. But yeah, like given how talented he is, I think he is not at all delivering. Like not at all. He's
So
barely doing anything.
what do you think, guys? Like, I know both of you are United fanboys, and it's really painful for you to see, United lose all their first, both the fixtures.
Yeah, both games.
Coming to the fixtures, let me tell you one thing. They
Liverpool.
play Liverpool next. After that, they play Southampton. So
I
maybe
don't
a
think they have
point.
a real chance until Leeds, dude. Like I think Southampton
Then
they have Arsenal.
so then Southampton, Leicester, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, and Leeds. So I am
Yeah, so
talking till 18th of September. So this is almost match day 8. So out of 7
yeah,
matches, and I can see if this performance continues, they'll lose almost 6. So that
yeah.
means Ten Hag's job is in big trouble.
I would say seven. As much I have seen
See,
other teams playing. There's
yeah, the
only
thing
one
is, I
one
don't
team I
think
see.
Ten Hag is the problem, right?
No,
If a
he
manager
can't be.
comes in, if a manager comes into a club and like first, second game, like first two, three games are such that you can be sure that most of the tactics that are going on, most of the game that is on the pitch, that is not influenced by the manager as much. That is more of what is being carried forward from the last season. So I don't think it is as much Ten Hag's fault, and I think United need to realize where the problem is. Ownership is definitely one problem, which actually needs to be sorted out. But then that's a very political thing, right? But apart from that, since Ferguson, I think we've had six. If you include Carrick, we have had seven managers. Otherwise, we have had six proper managers, right? And under every manager, United has played the same. Maybe a bit here and there, like probably 19-20 wala hoga. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same. So, given the manager keeps changing, but the results are still the same. So, clearly, it is not completely the manager's fault. Yeah, Ten Hag has to own up to certain things like playing Ericsson in a false nine. That is definitely not something he should have done.
And then
But
CDM as a next
And
game.
then as a
Both are
number six.
different mentality,
so
you know.
there are certain things that Ten Hag needs to take responsibility for. Like I also feel that he should have not have started Luke Shaw. Like
Up to your
Dallo, it's
point, I
fine
would
because
like to also add one thing which I
yeah,
don't think so many people are talking about. Okay, we can talk about managers all day, right? You can
yeah,
put Pep Guardiola there, Klopp there.
yeah,
We are seeing that because they are doing it there, right?
yeah,
They haven't done to a squad like Manchester United. My question is like when I see like Sancho, Rashford, they're not able to win one on ones.
yeah,
How the manager comes into the picture in there? If I am not able to dribble and put a cross in the box,
yeah. That's true.
nothing manager can do. That's up to your individual talent. You have to
Yeah,
beat a man in front of you. And I
yeah.
have seen
Even
like 5 million people do 5 million
exactly.
evaluation players of Southampton putting a better cross than
Yeah.
Sancho has done entire season last season.
So I think
Rashford,
me and
he
Ranjan were
can't
discussing this
dribble.
earlier also. Like after yesterday's game, like if we exclude the top six in the league, right? There are 14 teams remaining. If United picks one player per team per club, like if they pick one player from every club from the bottom 14 clubs, and they're not even picking the top three in that club. Like leave
Yeah.
the top three from every club, pick any other player from that club, and create a starting 11. I think they'll be playing better than United's current 11. That is how bad the
I
situation
think
is
that
at the club right now.
the academy or under 21 players will would have conceded at least only would have lost
Yeah.
by one or two goals only.
In fact, I was having this discussion with someone else after yes, like maybe during the game or after the soon after the game. when Ferguson actually came into the picture, like when he became the manager, he had a very terrible first season. In 1992, the class of 92, which is so famous, so he got all youth academy players, right? He got 9 youth academy players. He started playing them on a regular basis. So very like within that season, all of them were sure shot starting 11s, like the 9 of them, and they actually ended up winning the league. So I'm not even saying that like Ten Hag needs to like win the league or get all youth players. But the thing is, I think if you get the youth players, they will have less of an ego and probably care more about the club and actually put in more work rate than what the current batch is doing.
Also, one biggest thing which I have noticed in couple of years in Manchester United is like they are more focused on the marketability of a player.
Yeah,
You see, does not matter how many Timo Werner or Lukaku t-shirts were sold by Chelsea. They just
yeah,
saw that they are not good enough right now, and they just ship them off.
yeah,
Okay,
They're just saying
United
you need
has
to get
been,
the dead wood out.
yeah,
If
Rashford has been the bread of butter just for selling t-shirts and feeding kids.
yeah,
Like when you were getting a good value of it, you knew his, because the manager knows where the ceiling of a player is. You can't tell me a
yeah.
manager doesn't understand. Okay,
Yeah,
you
definitely they
know,
do.
they always hold on to the things just because of the shirt sales, and they don't sell him and get a better prospect at that moment. They have
Yeah,
seen Haaland going from their grasp. They've seen so many talented players that could have gone. Kamara, then Basuma was there. Bro, these are
yeah,
proven Premier League players who were
yeah,
balling against Liverpool,
yeah.
City.
against United also.
United, I'm not even considering right
So,
now. Anybody's
so
putting like
currently I just
Norwich
read.
is playing like
Yeah,
Norwich
exactly.
midfielders are balling in front of United.
So the thing is that uh, with United, firstly, the owners are like not ideal. So every fan realizes that even yesterday's game, there were this group of fans who were actually holding banners for like in protest for Glazers. So like as far as I understand it, the owners do not share a vision for the club that most of the fans do. They are they've always been very stringy with the transfer market, right? They never actually go on and spend. I won't even say spend big because they actually spend money, but they never care about getting in players that the manager needs. Like even right now, Ten Hag was really upset that he was promised 5 players before the season starts, and he has been given just 3, and they did not land quite a few of his transfer targets. Right? They and the worst part is they keep going for players that don't make I like they make sense, but they're not ideal because, for instance, Frankie De Jong, right? You are like I understand that De Jong would sort out, like on papers at least, he would sort out the midfield problems to some extent. But the thing is, when the player has openly said that he does not want to play for United,
Hmm.
why do you want to spend so much money and sign a player who is already openly not willing to play for you? You already have a team full of players like in the dressing room who don't care about the club. Why do you want to buy one more player and bring him who has already gone onto the media and said he does not want to play for you? So that doesn't, and meanwhile you are going for a midfielder who doesn't want to play for you, and other clubs like smaller clubs are scouting players, buying players who are actually pretty good, pretty decent. See, you do ideally you would want to play top players in your team, but given that you are not in the Champions League, you have a very poor team. I don't think any top player would want to come to you, right? So, what's the next best thing you can do? You can get players from other
Losing
clubs.
4-0 to Brentford.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
Just
way
get
to
players
convince.
who would want to come to your team and at the same time who are better than McFred, right? So and that
Every
would be fine.
anybody's. I think
There are
I'll be
so
better than
many
them
there are so
at this
many
moment.
center mids and CDMs who are better than both Fred and McTominay. I just read today itself that Nottingham Forest are very optimistic about a deal being done for Hossein Mawar. Now, Nottingham Forest, yeah, and apparently, like it's still not very conclusive, but they are actually talking to his agents, and the club is also willing to sell him. So now I don't know about the personal terms of the player with Nottingham, but OR is a decent player, right? He is not the best yet, but he is a prospect. So
They
why United not go for players who can actually come to your team, who can actually care for your team?
He plays for
Why
Lyon
do you
as
want
well,
to go
right?
for
They
De
did a
Jong?
mistake
Yes.
as well. They had a time to cash on him like 60, 70 million for Husam Omar. They were getting
And
from
now he's
Arsenal. They
almost
were
a
getting
free
from
agent. That's
Juventus.
why they are,
But they kept him
just
one more
getting whatever
season,
they can
and
get.
that just
Yeah,
messed it up. They were going to like semi-final, and Husam OR was a star in their team.
yeah.
So they kept him. Now they just messed up. And this is
Yeah,
the
No,
same
like
thing
I'm not
United did.
saying why United need to go for Awar. It's fine. United have plenty attacking options. But the point being, if clubs like Nottingham can approach players like Awar, why can't United approach players in the CDM position from other teams? Like it is not that hard. De Jong is not willing to come to you. Fine, don't let him be. Like don't drag a transfer so long that it takes up the entire window. Like already इस transfer में क्या हुआ है? Ericsson came at the very start. Lisandro came at the start, and after that, what's happened? Like this De Jong thing has dragged on. Ronaldo's situation has dragged on. So all these things I don't think is even good for the dressing room in general either. So you need to get these things done very quickly.
I have a
Wo-
point over here. I
Yeah,
guess Glazers really wanted. It was very pretty much clear. Antonio Conte was also one of the managers in the list for United, right?
yeah,
But why they didn't went for Antonio Conte? Because they saw the stint with Chelsea. Antonio Conte is a very very demanding coach. He needs the player he wants, and if you don't
yeah,
give him, he will just walk away. He will not care who fuck you are, and whatever
yeah,
the stature you are. So basically, I was also listening to some podcast, and he was telling us Ten Hag is basically a company man. So
yeah,
he knows that Glazers know that he will not demand that much. They will get the money. It, they run a bank in America. They just borrow money, and they have bought United out of the debt. So that's
yeah,
something they just run a business out of it. And I guess Ten Hag was a pretty easy bet for them because they knew that okay, we don't need to go big on some players, and we can cash on some of the popularity. And that's why one of the
yeah,
reasons of not letting CR7 go, because whatever
Ownership.
it may be, CR7 is the biggest player still in this era, and he brings a lot of advertisement. So that's
yeah,
again a big positive point
Bro,
for
he earns
United.
like 45 million just from Instagram posts.
Yes.
yeah.
So
Just imagine.
I guess the if you look at any club, the top management is one of the major key areas. I guess Chelsea, Roman Abramovich was we were blessed to have him. He showed Chelsea a way
I
that
know.
you
Yeah,
can go
even when
ahead
he
and do it your
went,
way.
he actually paid all the debts, right? He
Yes,
made
and
sure that
that's the
whoever
reason,
comes
and
next
that's the
does
reason
not
we are
have to go
spending
through that.
300 million today. I was,
Yeah,
hearing something. Financial fair play is not possible this time for Chelsea because Abramovich has waived off all the debt we had. So,
yeah,
and it takes 3 years for financial fair play to pick up. So we can go and have a 500 million market as well for transfers.
yeah.
So there's I whatever the Russia Ukraine maybe, but I have a big heart for Abramovich, and
I
then
mean,
there are Glazers,
Chelsea
and
wouldn't have reached what they are today without
absolutely nowhere near,
Yeah,
Roman
nowhere
Abramovich.
near.
And you can see that he was like, I have seen him sitting in the dugout, sitting in the stadium for almost all the games. Like,
yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
have you ever seen
Because
like Glazers coming? I don't think so. They will
No,
come.
very
They only
rarely.
come like a when it's like a Hollywood show going on, like
Yeah,
something
yeah.
big is
Plus,
coming. Let's
the
say,
club was like all the fans actually had so many protests and so many rallies to like get Glazers out like 2 years back. They literally made the Ronaldo deal possible. Like they do not actually care about who they bring in. They just did it because of
to
their
get the
own
heat off.
interests of having someone who would take the business further, and
Yeah.
also because like fan memory is very short lived, right? You get a player who is actually a club legend, the fan will probably forgive everything you've done in the past. So that's what happened last season. Like everyone previous to that, they even chartered a plane to fly over Old Trafford during the Liverpool game, which actually set Glazers out, right? And
Yeah.
next
Yeah,
season starts, they get in Ronaldo, and every fan is like very happy that okay, fine, they've done a great business. But then the thing is, the Glazers actually did not do it for the club. They actually did it for themselves
Yeah.
because all the merchandise and everything that Ronaldo gets them is for them, right? Like like Glazers are using a lot of it. They are not releasing enough funds to, actually for the club's improvement and everything.
Okay,
So,
Abhishek. Let me
yeah,
right.
ask you a
So
question.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
So these are the issues. So what is your what do we say is like
the way out.
what
I
is the
would say.
lineup you want to see in the next match? What is your like best lineup as per you? You want to see on the field, the
Okay,
manager
so
setup,
so
whatever he has right now.
Yeah, okay. So I would probably go with the current United team that we have. I would still say we should go for a 4-2-3-1.
Mhm.
Initially with De Gea as the keeper, and left back would be Malaysia. Centre back pairing I would go with Maguire and Varane. Right back has to be Dallo because like he's not playing Van Bissaka, right? The two CDMs I would probably take Fred and Martinez, because I think Martinez is a very good ball playing player, and given the physicality, I at the same time don't think he's suited for this like centre back position in the Premier League, right? So I would put him instead of McTominay. The three attacking midfielders, I would probably choose Bruno Fernandes, Sancho, and Eriksen, because I don't think Rashford is up there, and then Ronaldo up front.
Okay. So, all right. So let me line up my also. So I would
Yeah.
start De Gea, although he had the blunder of a game, but I don't think so. We can put Tom Heaton in there.
Yeah, I don't think
There was
United have a second keeper
if
who is as
Henderson was
effective.
there, then we could have maybe thought about it. But
Yeah,
now,
but then he's
after
not. So
loaning him off, not even selling, loaning. I mean,
yeah,
we could have really
And
sold
to
him to a
Nottingham Forest.
yeah.
It will be a great match, Nottingham Forest versus United.
yeah,
And
No,
it,
no, no.
you know,
But Tom hit. Sorry, Henderson cannot play versus United. You know, a lonely player
oh,
cannot
so
play
okay,
yeah,
in
no,
Premier
no,
League.
it's up to the club. It's up to the club.
No,
yeah.
I
They
think
have
Like
a clause.
it's a Premier League clause only. Only
Yeah,
Premier League clause.
yeah,
Only Premier League clause exclusive. So, so the thing is, I would like to use first of all.
yeah,
You bought a left back, Tyrell
yeah,
Malaysia. You need to
yeah,
play him.
yeah. Exactly.
You need to play him. You're giving him a message like, okay, you will be second number only. What the hell is this?
Yeah,
Then Luke Shaw will get even more confident that his place is like secured only. Just throw him away, trash him,
yeah,
considering his fitness level is also not up to the mark. So,
yeah.
Malaysia. And then I would like to see uh, Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez. I think
Okay.
Maguire has to be dropped first of all. There
Yeah,
has to be a statement, and it's on
Eric Ten
Ten
Hag.
Hag also. Yeah, he
yeah,
has to show it like, okay, I have the balls to do this. Okay, if it does not matter you're a captain or something, if you put in a
yeah,
bullshit performance, and I'll tell you why I selected these two. Okay,
yeah,
and then right back, I know Dallo is there, but I don't know if they can maybe sub out him for a game and put in
yeah,
Ben Basaka just to show, because Eric Ten Hag once after the game he said, if it was up to me I could have subbed
yeah.
everybody out.
Subbed all players. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, so that
absolutely.
shows.
I also heard
Just
that.
yeah, Dallo has
But I
so
don't
many
think
bad
he played
performances.
Van Bissaka that much even in the preseason friendlies. So I don't know
No,
how.
so
Like,
yeah, but just maybe for 45 minutes.
yeah,
Let's see
yeah,
something.
yeah,
If somebody is not doing, if I have somebody and
yeah.
he's not giving me anything extra, I will
Yes,
at least send a message. Okay.
true.
Now this time I don't want to make that okay. I'm not gonna play Aaron Van Bissaka so that Dallo starts playing crap every time. Where's
Yeah, true.
his insecurity?
Yeah.
If you make a player
Yeah, in
secure,
any club,
he
you
will
need
shit all over
competition
you.
for places. Yeah, you need
Yeah, you
competition
have to
for
put a
places in every club.
put a doubt in his mind. He should have
Yeah,
been like, so if I was a manager, I would have put like this, like we loaned out Alex Telles. You could
yeah,
be the next on the list, right? If you do not
yeah,
perform well. So after that, I think at CDM, I would like to see James Garner. I've heard a lot
yeah,
about him from last 2 seasons, and
yeah.
man, like the championship in Nottingham Forest, I think he won, right?
Right.
So the playoffs. So that championship is at least physical, That is
Yeah,
one thing. They are very physical. They don't might not have that much talent, but he's long.
yeah,
He can win headers. Okay. And then I would like to see uh, after that I would say Christian Eriksen
Van de Beek.
and
I would say Van de Beek would be a better option.
yeah, and Van de Beek. That's exactly. I want to see Bruno Fernandes being dropped for Christian Eriksen. First of all,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Ericsson is
I
this has
definitely
to
second
happen.
that.
much more consistent in his performances than Bruno right now.
Yeah, so I want to see like a James Garner and a Van de Beek partnership. James Garner as a CDM,
Yeah.
Van de Beek as a box to box, and Christian Eriksen linking up between the mid and the attack.
Also, like
He
I
can push
think
out the ball.
they should actually like when in Dortmund, Rashford, this guy Sancho used to play on the
Sancho.
left side, right? Yeah. So ever since he's been to United, like all his good games, like few of them, although, but like most of his good games were from the left, And when he's played, he's mostly played on the right, and Rashford is played on the left. So I also think it's better to put Sancho back on the left, which is his comfortable position, and see how he does there. And
I,
right, may you put Elanga.
I
I don't see
actually
Rashford playing.
actually have seen Sancho balling at Dortmund at the right wing and left wing both. The reason
Yeah,
is not because just Sancho. The reason is
yeah,
what kind of fullbacks you have there.
yeah, exactly.
They were make of you. You don't see Dallo making good intelligent runs or
Yeah,
putting up my. You have to see if I am a winger or a attacker or a left back, right back. I'll give two
yeah,
things, two doubts to the players. Either I'm
yeah,
gonna overlap, or I'm
yeah,
gonna cut inside, or I'm gonna cross.
yeah,
Now these are three
yeah.
options. When you
True.
start doing the same thing, you go over there and then you stand and you pass back. Now
Yeah.
everybody know what you are going to do.
Also, like
So
like the
Sancho
whole
is playing
United
on the
midfield.
left, and
Yeah,
there is Tyrell Malaysia. Now there's
yeah,
an overlap threat that
yeah,
gives Sancho ample opportunity to either decide I'm gonna go outside or I'm gonna
yeah.
go
True,
cut inside and put a
true.
cross in. The same thing goes for the right back. Right back, I don't think so. Dalo is doing anything. If they had a quality right back, like
Yeah,
then there would be a every winger starts playing well when there's a good
yeah,
right back and all. You can see one thing like in Manchester City also. Whoever plays on the right wing, Mahrez, Bernardo Silva,
yeah,
even De Bruyne starts playing on right wing. They play well.
yeah,
Why? Because there is either Kai Walker or there
or
Joao
Cancelo.
Cancelo, left and right.
yeah,
They both
yeah,
are like wingers come, so they link up
yeah,
play very well. So
yeah.
Sancho is
Definitely.
struggling on his own because they can mark with two players, Sancho, because Dallo will stay behind. He's
Yeah,
awaiting a pass and he'll just put in the midfield. He's not trying
true.
to go beyond that. Only
Yeah,
then, if Sancho is like single on single, maybe then he can dribble. But in two
yeah,
on one, he's always like,
yeah.
okay,
You
he
can't.
doesn't have that kind of pace like Mbappe. He'll like destroy two people.
Yeah, true, true.
So that's the also issue. And then my final three would be Ronaldo would be at top. Left side, I would say Alanga or Garnacho.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe I'll. So the thing is, at right wing, I haven't seen Garnacho or Alanga. So to get the best out of them, I have to
yeah,
put them on the left. So at right,
yeah,
Sancho has to play right now.
You
yeah,
And
know,
now coming to
one
the
thing.
center back pairing, last point. The thing why I selected two is because first of all, Varane is very fast, and he's
yeah,
also has a height and he has more
yeah,
experience, right?
yeah,
Lisandro Martinez, I'll use him as an aggressive center back.
yeah,
You know, just like Sergio Ramos used to do,
yeah,
and Varane used to cover him up behind in all the
yeah,
UK runs. Same
yeah,
goes with Lisandro Martinez. He is short. He's not that big, but he has a good jumping ability. He might lose
yeah,
like 30-40% headers, no problem. But if you're
yeah,
aggressive center back, you have that intelligence. Then and you have a covering center back behind you who's like really intelligent. Then
yeah,
this partnership can work. And also, if he goes to cover and he messes up, now he's not a Maguire. Maguire is pushing up, and once he's done, he's done. He doesn't have
yeah,
pace. But Lisandro
yeah,
Martinez has the pace and agility to come back and still be a
yeah,
nuisance after losing the tackle.
yeah.
That's why I
True.
want to see Varane and Lisandro Martinez pairing. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah,
And Martinez aggressive and
yeah, yeah.
uh,
Varane has to hold
Varane is
back.
conservative. Yeah, positioning.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I want to see.
You know, you both of you guys, saying that you will bench off Maguire, you will bench off Sancho, sorry, Rashford. You
yeah,
pick Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you pick Ragnarik, you pick any other manager. You will see one thing, and even with respect to Ten Hag, you will see Rashford, Bruno, and Maguire playing all of the games, and then McTominay as well. But Eric Ten Hag, said that McTominay is not his fit. But I don't know, like I feel there is some kind of dressing room politics going on. This club is has a huge player influence, I guess. I don't know how a team
Bro,
like
I'll tell you
Manchester
what's
United
funny.
has
I'll tell you what's funny.
Maguire as
That
captain. That that's a, that. What I feel is that Maguire is the most shittiest player or the shittiest
it's
captain
so
United
apparent
has
who doesn't
ever
watch
seen.
football. Even my one of my friend who doesn't play, he said, "What the hell is he doing?" Like even they understand. And I'll let
There
me
was
tell you one funny
there was a
thing.
video for the first game, the game week one wala at Old Trafford.
Uh-huh.
Maguire in the tunnel did not know which side the home
Yes,
team
yes,
stands.
Yeah, stood
yes.
on the right. David De Gea said, "We
Yeah,
always
yeah,
start on
yeah.
the
De
left
Gea told him
in the
that we are
tunnel
supposed to stand on that side. So
because that's how always."
that's how good a captain he is. He does not even know where you are supposed to stand in the tunnel before the
Yeah,
game starts.
Ranjan, what's funny? That Rashford playing crap, being close to as being dropped, and then there's a rumor that
A
PSG is in
120
talks to
million.
sign him.
If
Now
I
that
am
puts the
Eric Ten
pressure on the
Hag,
manager and the management to start him because
yes,
they're
Yeah.
already
and
started doing it now.
it's at the end of the day, it's
Yeah,
120 million.
PR, bro,
It's
PR.
ridiculous that PSG is ready to pay 120 million. And I can say you this, as soon as Rashford goes and plays with Messi and Neymar, Mbappe, he will start scoring goal all of a sudden, and
I mean,
all of
you
us
don't.
will be
It's
saying,
not an
"Arey,
achievement in like scoring in
Yeah.
Rashford is
right now. Yeah.
because Louis Van Gaal brought him, and he was like the next CR7 maybe of United." And I don't know, like, and this club is in
Yeah,
mud,
he,
and
he he was someone who had a lot of potential, but then that was like 6 7 years back. That potential wala time is gone. So
Yes, exactly.
by this time, if you're doing it, it's fine. If you're not, then you just make way for people who currently have potential, like Garnacho and Elanga. There's no point holding on to players for whatever reason. I mean, I don't know why they even start Rashford and why Maguire is captain. So the thing
See,
is that
again,
and
one more point. What I would really like to highlight, it's very important for the club to know what is your objective in this season. If And for me, I don't see United even getting with this performance a top seven performance. That means they will not play Europe
totally the
next time,
far-fetched idea.
next year.
yeah.
You see the
Maybe,
squads now. The way Arsenal was playing, Gabriel Jesus looked like our
Yeah.
prime R9.
no,
He
no,
could have scored
that's
like five,
good.
six goals.
No, but if your objective is not playing in Europe, then I guess bringing in youngsters will work. But if the board
See,
still wants,
the
you
object
should
given
qualify for
give,
Europa League at
given
least.
that it's United, so uh, I mean, I don't like realistically. Like, if you ask me, I don't think object like playing in Europe has to be an objective. Like, obviously that is preferred, but trying to aim for an objective that is very high, you're setting the bar very high. So when you are not ending up there, when you're ending 5 places down, you make the failure look like much more than what it is, right? Given how bad the previous 3 4 seasons have been, I think United management need to be like, every fan would want the club to finish in the UCL spot, right? If not that, every fan would want them to play in the Europa. But realistically speaking, I personally don't care about United finishing in Europe at all, because it's already very bad, right? I just want this cycle to break, where every time you get disappointed, you sack a manager, a new man comes in, he tries to get new players, so more money is being spent, and then the new set of ideas. Because for a player, every time a new management comes in, a new training staff comes in, it becomes very hard to adapt to new training routines, new patterns, new ideas. Like, ठीक है, like they're professional players, the senior players are more experienced, so they can probably adapt better. But for youngsters specifically, their development gets really messed up when every 2 years or 1.5 years there's a new team coming in and telling you to do things differently. So for me, I think it's best if United currently just focuses on giving the manager, like, firstly get a manager who you trust is right for the job. If you have got Ten Hag and you feel he's right for the job, give him complete authority to do whatever he wants with that team. Like, you're not getting him players he wants, fine, that is your thing. But like, give him authority over management things, like dropping Maguire, like shifting the captaincy to someone else, like make
Whoever you want.
let him do those ballsy decisions, so the players realize that, okay, he's in charge, so we cannot do whatever we want. If you're not performing, we might be out of the team completely. Right now,
And
I think United does not have sufficient uh, depth, so there is no competition for positions. Shaw is chilled out because Shaw thinks, okay, I'll be playing anyways. Dallo does not care because he knows that there is no other right back, right? So just get that competition going, make him do, like, the manager should actually be a bit gutsy, and he should not worry too much about what the like higher up management is going to say about him dropping Maguire or him dropping Bruno, right? You're losing 4 goals 5 goals anyways, so just do what you think is right, right? Because this thing has to break. Like, every manager comes in, Maguire is there, Fred is there, McTominay is there, they are doing the same shit again and again and again. It does not change. So firstly, this thing has to break. Give manager authority. Like, during Ferguson's time, he did not care how good a player was. If Beckham is like
Yeah.
over his head. If Beckham is being egoistic, he does something crazy,
Throw
he
the
will
shoes.
give a dressing down. Beckham won't play for the next 5 games, even Champions League games. Like he did not play the game against Real Madrid last 16 because he had a bust up with Ferguson. Ferguson did not care how good or how high of a standard the player had. If you cannot go by the rules the club has, if you cannot take in what the manager has to offer you, he will just bench them. I think that thing is needed the most because currently the players think they run the club and the
Yeah.
managers are just coming and going as if they have no, say in whatever's going on.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually the point. And the same thing I was saying, like giving youngsters a chance, just not a substitution appearance,
Yeah,
a start shows the players their place who are like too casual. Now McTominay
exactly.
knows that if Fred fucks up, it's my turn. If you put a
Yeah,
James Garner in there, now he has two places to fight off with. He
exactly.
know, and exactly, and if United is like doesn't come four, if they even come seventh and they play and show spirit like Brentford did,
Yeah,
I'm happy. And I can guarantee you, with that, if they show that spirit, they can make in top four also, and they can win the Europa League also. Because one,
yeah,
if they
same.
won Europa League, then there's not even. I don't see them if they'll even get out of group with these performances. Europa
Yeah,
League is not an easy competition.
Rohit, with regards to team, whatever you both said, if you see Chelsea, we have one of the world's best center defensive mid in Kante, and Kante is not a physical player. He is very short, and he's almost similar to what Martinez is. So maybe United has been in the market of finding, these center defensive mids, got the deal out of Phillips and all, but I think they should try, and try
But
Martinez in the defensive
bro,
midfield.
Lisandro Martinez is not a bad player. I didn't say like he messed up or something. I am saying that the partner he has got in defense does not guide him because he's new to
yeah.
Premier League. Who's gonna tell him about Premier League? If you come to my house, I'm gonna tell you the house rules, right? And the other person has not himself figured out what how to play in Premier League. How he can guide you? He's a young
Yeah,
player. He has talent, but I have to tell him. Like Sergio Ramos used to guide Varane. Okay, you stay here. That's what. Now you see in Real Madrid, like Alaba helped Militao. Now
Yeah.
Rudiger will help. These both are
Yeah,
like
every
they.
time there is a passing of the torch, right? Like
Yes,
every time the
absolutely,
senior player who has been in that league, who has been at that team, who knows how the team functions, he is the one who has to guide the newcomer. Like tell him, like make him feel easy, make him slowly get on with the way the team plays. Every team plays different, so every time a player comes in, a new attacking midfielder comes in City, like players like Grealish has come. He's a decent player. He's very talented, but you can always see players like Bernardo, players like De Bruyne. They're always guiding them. They always keep
absolutely.
doing things. They make them comfortable on the ball. They'll keep passing the ball. They'll keep asking for the ball back. They make them
Yes,
comfortable rather than just throwing them in the midst of like three players and just asking him to do whatever he did at Aston Villa. That does not work. You have to make
right.
a new player comfortable and make them
So,
realize how this club plays.
so,
Okay,
so so just to
so
cut
now Ranjan
long
only.
story short,
Yeah,
no,
one
cut
minute.
just to cut.
You summarize
Yeah,
it, and then we're gonna move on to next topic.
yeah. I guess Abhishek also needs to go out
No, but
somewhere.
the next topic is
So
Yeah.
really important. We
no,
need feedback
but
like
just
what's
one
next
thing,
for Ronaldo.
you know,
Mhm.
uh, just because my opinions are not that much important in this case because I am not a United fan, but long story cut short, if I'll tell you, if you need to tell, the United board, or according to you, what is the imminent future looks like for United, if you could say, do you feel that, Eric Ten Hag will get sacked if he gets 7 defeats in a row, or, he will be backed up by the board, he will be backed up by the, because I have already started seeing fans saying, Eric Ten Hag out.
No,
So
I think
United,
fans have a backing of Eric Ten Hag
yeah,
this
they
time.
have a backing,
He
but
has the
trust me,
strongest backing out
if
of.
trust me, if you lose 4 games in a trot, then again pressure will start piling up.
Obviously,
So,
that's
according to you, just in maybe in one line, if you would like to summarize, like exactly where do you see United with Eric Ten Hag? Do you see Eric Ten Hag being here for 3-4 years, or do you see that it's
So I
just a
hope
short
he's there
spell?
for 3-4 years, because the fact that you keep switching managers has not worked very well over the past 6-7 years. So I don't see the point of getting another new manager. Plus, there is no good manager on the market. One, two, all the good managers, they will not want to come to a club
There is
where
Zidane.
such a massive
There
rebuild
is
is
Zidane.
required. Nobody wants to waste 5 years in a club jahan pe you have to rebuild so much. You could Any top manager could be in any top team and actually compete for trophies. So any manager who would come here will, and everybody has seen the situation over the past few years, right? So no decent manager, like Conte was available, they did not make a move. Pochettino was available, they did not make a move. So I don't see any top manager wanting to come. So I think it's best if, like, ideally, if it was left to me, or if I was the board and I would be deciding whatever's going on in the club, I would just say Ten Hag is staying irrespective of what happens. We'll try our best to provide players, but even if we can't, we give him full authority to do whatever he wants with those players. I don't care if they finish mid-table. I don't even care if they finish 11th, 12th, or 13th. But I want players on the pitch to be more interested in the game, to be actually fighting for the game rather than what is going on right now.
Yeah. At least do their own part.
Yeah.
Rather than what else is going off the field, that's another thing. Okay. So w- what's next for Ronaldo? As far I am concerned, I think Chelsea and Ronaldo is uh marriage made in heaven right now, because
Absolutely.
Chelsea is making like abundant of
I'll,
chances, and
I'll curse
even if you see like
Thomas.
Real Madrid match in UCL last season, I mean they should not have lost that because the amount of chances they created.
Yeah.
Rohit, we had a conversation today, and I was telling you that if Ronaldo was there last season, we could have won almost three trophies. And we still lack a striker. Let's cut it short, right? I am not very much confident with this Chelsea squad. Yes, we needed requirement in the defense. We got Koulibaly. We needed somebody in the left wing back position because Chilwell was injured. We got Cucurella, which I feel is amazing, and he should start every week. Now I think Raheem Sterling can play that attacking cam role, but I still need that lethal
Sterling is really
clinical finisher.
underrated, bro. I think if he
I, I
comes to his
still I
fold
still I still
this
feel
season,
that Chelsea needs that clinical number nine, and
they need it.
Ronaldo will be the perfect block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lukaku had issues because he was, I don't think so, he was giving his 100%. We all know Ronaldo is one of the best post person. He will give his 200% in every game. So that's what a manager needs, and we all know if
I
Ronaldo
think
is treated 15
Lukaku
crosses,
also said
he
in
will
an
score
interview
two.
that I could not take the heat from like English media and all, because the very you see what happened with Haaland. One preseason game, he missed the I mean Community Shield match. He missed the open net.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, Haaland is a flop.
Yeah.
Nunes first match, Nunes is like bad, and this was all going up. And that's what happened with Lukaku. They made him a villain, and but Ronaldo is the thing. See, Chelsea deliver good crosses, aerial presence, right? They make chances on the ground, even half chances. Ronaldo easily converts them. He plays for Chelsea. He scores 25 plus goals in Premier League. I can
Yeah,
write
easy,
it down.
because Chelsea have a decent attack right now.
Very
He'll
good.
be getting plenty of service. He will be the number one striker up front. So I don't see why he wouldn't be scoring goals. Plus, Chelsea
Yeah,
also need an attacker.
yeah.
So I think, yeah, that move makes a lot of sense. And
I hope.
like, the only thing that I can assume that the United would not want this deal to go through is basically strengthening your rivals. But I think, given the condition that you're losing to Brentford, I don't think Chelsea is your rival anymore. I don't think United is
Yeah.
realistically aiming
We
for a
should
top
not
four.
we should not give him to Brighton, so that does not make an
Yeah,
8-0 or 9-0.
yeah. So the thing is, just sell him if you can, and if the
Maybe
club
loaning
wants
him.
them,
If they
before he
want to
goes on
keep
a
him
free
also for the
transfer.
next
You
season.
get all these players, you buy Pogba, and then you let him out on free transfer. You get Ronaldo, and then you get him a free transfer. It does not make sense. Like, that is so bad for business
Right.
as well. You're already dishing out money. You're already not able to bring in players because of financial issues. Why would you want to burden yourself further by buying in players with whatever money and then letting them out for free?
They could loan him to Chelsea. That way, he won't even play the matches against United.
Yeah.
So they don't, he
Loan
doesn't come
system
back
is
to
only
haunt
done
them.
by Chelsea. We have the largest loan army of the history in football. So
Yeah, I
anyway,
think
like you know, it's up
so. Yeah,
to Thomas
I think
Tuchel and
Chelsea
his
is the
philosophy.
best option. Or how about going back to Sporting Lisbon?
I don't think so. He'll go to Lisbon
Yeah, I
as
don't
of
think he'll
now.
go back there because,
But man,
firstly,
it's still better for the mental health, and at least he'll score goals. He'll
Yeah,
be
but
happy. He'll be
yeah, but the thing
what's
is, he wants to be in a team that plays for Champions League. So if that is not happening, and I don't think Sporting has the financial clout to actually afford Ronaldo's wages, right?
I think
So
soon he will start thinking about his mental health as well. Because see, English media, I
yeah,
don't know how that guy still is doing what. Like there was a Twitter report like he's the most hated player right now in Premier League. Like the amount of abusive tweets he gets, and then even if he comments on something on social media, it
yeah.
becomes a headline.
So
They
I
run
think the
headline for
fact
like
that
7 days.
I think the fact that he has such a like long attachment with United sort of makes him as a professional also, like if he was in a club where he, like say Juventus, where he has just gone in the prime of his career and been playing, I think he would have created more of a fuss there. Here he also realizes that his career started off from United, plus he has the likes of Ferguson in the boardroom, so I
I
don't
do.
think he'll put
I
on
do
an
understand,
act.
but let me
so
ask you one question.
Yeah,
Last season,
yeah,
Ronaldo was arguably the best player in Manchester United, right?
yeah, easily.
But what were the headlines? Is Ronaldo a problem? Is over dependency on Ronaldo is a problem? Is Ronaldo not pressing is a problem? So when the you can make a best player of your team look like a
Yeah,
problem, if
yeah,
this season, if like he's not mentally feeling that well and
yeah,
squad goes even down, just
yeah,
imagine what they would label him with.
yeah.
How
I
thank
much
you.
know, but
So
bad it is.
I think
what I will say is I don't think so. United CR7 is going to stay at United. Anyhow, he will leave. Chelsea
yeah,
is one of the possibilities. Maybe Napoli also can come into the picture. He was linked to
yeah,
Napoli earlier as well. But I feel that CR7 will leave maybe in the deadline day. That's pretty much
yeah. I
sure.
definitely hope he does because
You,
it's not good for him
yeah.
either. And
You know
like,
what Napoli president said? He said,
Yeah,
"Of
African
course, who
players,
doesn't
yes.
want to like sign? We wanted to sign Cristiano Ronaldo, but we wanted to sign him a month or two back when the transfer window started. Now we are
yeah,
already done with the preseason and all. Now what
So
we gonna do?"
then
yeah,
Chelsea is one of the options,
Yeah,
right?
he's
So yeah,
ready made, man.
yeah, yeah.
he's
Well,
a
I
let's
see
hope
that
that
match
that
deal
made in heaven.
happens
both
before
parties.
31st
Right.
August.
So I would really like to thank Abhishek over here. Taking out the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I knew
thanks,
that
man.
he was one of the craziest football lover I knew. So and I was just playing FIFA with him, and I said that we are doing this podcast. Why don't you join? It will be good because
Yeah,
United is in the hot topic, and it's up between you and United. It's again
yeah,
a match made in heaven. So yeah, I guess you have some prior appointments
and
with that
yeah.
I'm
person.
just
Thank.
fired up for today's Chelsea versus Spurs game, man. It's
Yeah,
going
man,
to be
definitely, definitely.
fireworks,
And also,
dude.
like, thanks for having me here. It was great, like, discussing football with other people who understand the game, who also understand the frustration that every United fan is going through right now. So it was
Yeah,
great
it's
to
like
have
a
me here.
therapy
Thank you
session
so
right
much.
now. And we love to have
Like,
you back again.
yeah, yeah,
Whenever
sure,
you
sure.
Yes.
like it. Just drop a message and you'll be.
Yeah, I'll definitely be back after the Liverpool game when we are thrashed.
Actually,
Then
yeah,
the
actually,
title would
before the
be
Liverpool game,
But
I
I
have
still
a
think,
friend
like,
who is like a Liverpool fan. So I'm also inviting
yeah,
him over to put his,
yeah,
uh, yeah, Liverpool points up.
yeah,
sure,
definitely,
sure.
definitely. But thanks a lot, guys. Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
Okay, thanks a lot,
yeah,
Abhishek.
all right, man. See ya, man. Yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye. Okay, Ranjan. So let's discuss about
Right.
Chelsea with Spurs. What do you see?
To be very honest, I
First
feel
of all, are you a little worried about what Spurs is right now?
yes, absolutely. I'm not worried about what Spurs is about right now. What I am worried about is Antonio Conte because we know how good a manager he is.
Damn,
He
he's
won us the
ruthless.
Barclays Premier League. So I don't know. It was known as Barclays
Bro,
that
he
time, but
won
yes,
Scudetto for Inter Milan, ending the Juventus dominance, and he left the very
no,
next season. Can you believe that?
yeah, it's again because he's a very demanding coach.
Absolutely.
We have a very good record with Spurs. It's in Stamford Bridge, so I hope that we should, get this through. Maybe little bit here and there. Even if we lose,
Tight game.
it'll put pressure on Thomas Tuchel to have some attackers that will open the door more for Cristiano Ronaldo. And
Yes.
you also know that I was never a Cristiano Ronaldo hater or something like that. I always appreciate what Ronaldo is. So having Ronaldo in Chelsea would be a dream come true for me as well, and in as a Chelsea boy.
Bro,
So
not just only trophy wise, attacking wise, even the marketing wise. I think they
yes,
will just
no,
blow up
yeah,
because
I don't, yeah, that I don't think Todd Boehly is also some guy who really looks after the marketing thing,
no,
but
my viewpoint is like it's not just about the market. He's now he came about after Robin Abramovich, big shoes to fill. Bringing like player like Cristiano
yeah,
Ronaldo,
it will
that's
be a
a
massive
statement
signing.
for the fans. And I'm not
Again,
bullshitting here.
we have already
We're
spent
serious.
almost around 150 million. We are also going to spend another
Yeah,
150 million on if Frankie de Jong comes and if Fofana comes. That cost us around another 160, 170 short of money. So it's almost around 300 plus million of a transfer window for Chelsea. So yeah, he had to make a statement, that's for sure. And I'm glad that he has gone ahead and spend those money. I'll really like if he appoints somebody in the place of Mariana and Czech, Peter
yeah.
Czech. I guess
I also
that
have a theory,
shoe
bro.
needs to be filled.
I
Yeah.
think Ronaldo has already agreement with Chelsea. I don't know why I feel because why would you push to immediately exit the club? You might have some.
You
He's
know,
not gonna sit at home.
there were reports that Todd Boehly met Jorge
He did.
Mendes
He did. That's
in
confirmed.
Portugal. So, but Mendes is a agent for a lot of players. So
Yeah.
Ronaldo deal was also discussed over there. That time we didn't even sell Koulibaly. So our main top priority was sorting our defense. Now we have signed Koulibaly, and the biggest positive of this window, I would say, is that Aspilicueta is staying for 2 years. So
Yeah, I
that
know.
not only
Biggest.
gives us a center back option as a right wing back option, but also increases the depth. So that is a huge plus point. So I guess that now I still feel that Thomas Tuchel will go for
Either
one
Ronaldo
thing.
or somebody, they are going to sign a striker. Maybe they have
Absolutely,
see
101% they are going to sign. I'll tell
and
you what
believe
is
me,
happening.
if
I'm
Chelsea had to get a striker, they could get at any moment. I think the hold up is only to see the Ronaldo situation. That's
Yes,
my gut
absolutely.
feeling.
And no, there's one more thing. Aubameyang is also available, and Thomas Tuchel has had a brilliant
I know.
relationship with
Dortmund style.
Aubameyang in Dortmund, and Aubameyang is also one of a good clinical finisher in Premier League as well, and he has unfinished business because he was not sent off very
Arsenal.
graciously in Arsenal. So if again, it all depends upon Barcelona. I just hate that how Barcelona is holding to our fate.
Fever,
If
dude.
Memphis Depay goes to Juventus, then Aubameyang stays at Barcelona, and
You
then
know,
I'll
they
say
drew the first match
CR7 comes
after
to
adding all
Chelsea.
the signings. Barcelona yesterday, they drew their match with
Yeah,
Lewandowski,
that's
Rafinha,
amazing.
everybody in there.
And still they need to register Kunde.
Kunde, yeah, Jules
So
Kunde.
for that they'll need to lower their salaries, and
And
I
and just
I don't know
snatch them
like
out of the
how
hands of
Barcelona is
Chelsea.
working. It's a I really hope we Barcelona and Chelsea meet some point in Champions League.
Champions League, yeah.
It will be really
I
important for
don't
Chelsea to
also
thrash
I don't
Barcelona.
understand like what the hell Jules Kunde like Chelsea at that moment was the better uh, uh move for him.
It's again up to the. Sorry for my dog screaming out loud. Even my dog doesn't like Jules Kunde after
To
what he
Chelsea,
did to
yeah, the
Chelsea.
betrayal.
So yes, he also doesn't like. So you can imagine what the Chelsea fans. I don't know, like every
See,
player
first of
that
all,
Chelsea went ahead.
Lewandowski to Chelsea. No. Then
Yeah,
Rafinha to
gone.
Chelsea.
Rafinha to Chelsea.
Bro, almost he was almost packing his bags to Chelsea than Barcelona. What the hell? And now,
Yeah,
not only
and
that,
and
Barcelona
and
is now talking about taking Bernardo Silva.
yes. So I don't know, like I really hope that Benzema has a great year and they thrash Barcelona. I'm really I haven't supported Madrid this much in my life. I really hope Madrid just goes ahead and win another La Liga title,
Yeah.
and I just really want that Chelsea should go ahead and sort the
I
Aubameyang
want to see a
situation very
Barcelona
quickly.
versus Chelsea match, to be honest. Really. Maybe if it's two
Yes,
times,
that
knockout would be
it'll
like,
happen. It'll happen. I feel it's all written in fate. We'll meet sometime in Champions League if
written
both
in
of
fate,
us,
or a UCL will
qualify.
make sure it happens. Like
Yeah,
last last year,
that's
Ronaldo,
also one
Messi,
of the that's
they
also
made
one
a
of the.
debacle there,
But
man.
we can't be in the same group because we both are in the same pot, so we will
Yeah.
won't be there in the same group. So I don't think so. Like maybe we both
Knockouts,
Chelsea
dude.
and
I want to
no,
see
no,
knockouts.
that another possibility could be both Chelsea and Barcelona not even qualify for knockout, and we both
I think
go in
Chelsea,
Europa League.
Chelsea can.
We
I can.
both go in Europa League and play there.
Like I have faith in Chelsea's defense at least. They're not gonna leak that many
Yes,
goals.
what really worries me is the not ability to score chances because chances don't come very much often, right?
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, I was just thinking about Spurs, and I was thinking about there's a
Hello.
Kulas. Uh, yeah, I can hear you. I was thinking there's a
Right.
Kulusevski, and then there's Harry Kane, there's Son, and then I forgot there's a Richarlison also now. What is like
Richarlison
Antonio
is a
Conte?
backup striker
Also,
to Harry
Antonio
Kane.
Conte works in silence. You never knew when he scooped these players. It wasn't like
You know,
like United does for one year it's
I
going
still
on, one
remember
month
the
it's
first
going
season
on.
for Antonio Conte. We were thrashed 4-0 in Emirates against
Mhm.
Arsenal. And we were, I guess, eighth or ninth during that time. And it was, I guess, match day 3 or 4. Antonio Conte said in the press conference, post-match conference, that until now, Chelsea players were playing in their style. I was adopting to their style, but from now they will start playing in my style. So all the players who didn't adopted his style, they were thrown out, and he brought certain new recruitment who fits his style. Three at back came into the picture, and we went on to win the league. So that was amazing, and I rate Antonio Conte a lot. That is a scare. That's why I feel that Spurs has a very good chance of getting top four again this season. And let's see, if Chelsea gets Ronaldo, I'll fancy them to win the title as well. Being a
Same.
Chelsea fan, I guess Ronaldo is the missing puzzle from the jigsaw, and the same thing I told this in the last season, that Lukaku would be the perfect fit, but
Oh,
I feel Ronaldo will see through if he signs for Chelsea.
yeah, and Antonio Conte is that ruthless. If he falls out with a player, you can say that he will never come, even if he's losing 10-0. He won't put him on the pitch.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter.
Absolutely, and that's kind of a character you need, right? You
He's like
need
a
such
bitter tracer
characters.
of Mourinho in there. The
Mourinho
what
had a
Mourinho did
fallout.
with Casillas was, oh my god.
Mourinho had a fallout with the players, but Conte is more about performance. If you are
Yeah, he's
performance not good, he doesn't care what a big name you are. He'll throw you up in the bench, and then you will
and he's a
start
kind
warming
of
the bench.
manager that you can say him fuck off on his face, but if you're putting good performance on the field, he'll still put you on the field. That's the kind of character he is.
Absolutely, and that's the one part I feel a bit scared about. But yes, I feel that we know what Conte will play. We
This is
all
going to be
most
an
of the players
exciting match,
have
man.
played under Antonio
Fireworks.
Conte.
Mhm.
One thing that Antonio Conte didn't had is a plan B or plan C. If his
Mhm.
plan A didn't work, players didn't switch to plan B, plan C very easily. That's where we caught up in the next season because everybody knew what we were doing, right? So I
And
feel
also,
that that is an issue.
he has
So I
one
guess
bad record. He's like always, whenever he has won his leagues, he's never won another trophy in that season. It's like one tournament he focuses on, or league he focuses on.
but one
The,
thing
the
which
time when
talking
Inter
about
won, when Inter won, they got out of the UCL group stages, and then they got
yes,
out of Europa League also. But
no,
he
but
made
one
sure he won the Scudetto.
but one thing I really like about Spurs is that they are not going for the trophy this season. They are building it for maybe 2 3 years, the
And
squad,
we
and
don't
then they'll
know,
go for the
they
season.
might go head to head with anybody right now. Like City, Liverpool, we know. Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham. You can just put them on the same line, and you have to. There's a dogfight in between these three. Now it's all about.
I'll put Liverpool as well in that fight. Without Mane, Liverpool, I don't think so. Liverpool is that
Maybe.
great without Mane.
But we can
And
give them a benefit of doubt of still last season. But
yes,
these three
yes, yes.
squads, they will be hungry
These
like
three, absolutely,
crazy.
absolutely, I believe that. I have a strong feeling that if we don't sign a striker, we'll end up being in the fifth spot as well. Not even qualifying from the UCL for the
Yeah,
UCL.
and
But
seeing
I
Arsenal,
don't think
man.
so that that will happen. Under Todd Boy, we have been very aggressive in the market. Although we couldn't get was few of our signings, but yes, you can still see that we got Koulibaly and this
Yeah.
guy Sterling, and then the Soliana
No, they
from
had a
United States.
good window. Cucurella, bro.
So
Cucurella will be
Cucurella, yes, Cucurella.
great deal,
Again,
great deal.
I feel Cucurella fits Thomas Tuchel system perfectly. Uh, The cameo which he played, even Broha, the number nine spot is the backup number nine maybe for Chelsea. He had a very good stint against Everton as well. I really liked what
If
Broha did.
if you think if you think Cucurella was good for Brighton, just see him linking up with Raheem Sterling on the left side.
Yes,
These two
yes.
will create havoc. I'm
And
telling you.
and one, there's one very big checkbox which is ticked because he was wanted by Pep,
Yeah.
and Pep doesn't go for just for our ordinary talent. He gave up Zinchenko and he went for Cucurella.
And
So if
Zinchenko
Pep,
is bowling in Arsenal.
yeah, if Pep has seen something in Cucurella, that means he is really an interesting prospect.
But then again,
So
any mention like Pep was really high on Fred as well. But then he came to
yeah, but
United and he
but the
just
deal, but
maybe he saw something he wanted to use, not as a because Fred is struggling as a number six role. He might have been
yes,
using him as a advanced eight. I mean, no,
Pep
he could have.
Guardiola and Ancelotti are two such managers who can play
Oh,
anybody
bro.
anywhere and they'll perform.
Don
If
Carlo is
Ancelotti
now
can
another
play,
level dude.
if
Like
Ancelotti can play Valverde at right wing and then at right wing back, and he can assist the ball for the Champions League.
like
It's
Ronaldo
all
is
up to
Mr.
managers.
Champions League. Carlo Ancelotti is like a manager of Champions League.
Yes, absolutely. So I
In
yes,
five
let's
different
see what
decades he
happens.
has
I
done it.
still feel that we'll cross the line against Tottenham, and it will be important to see that how Tuchel now Sterling also will have a good amount of time with Chelsea players. So let's see how Raheem Sterling comes up into the picture.
All
I
right.
think losing Raheem Sterling would be a big blow for City as well because he was one of the major players for City for the title, and losing, and relying completely on Jack Grealish just because you paid 100 million quid on him. I think
No,
it's a
but he
bit
has a
brave move,
but he's
but
a
I don't
really
think
cool
so it'll work.
hairstyle also. So
That's okay, but
as premium you have to pay for it, man.
I
Celebrity.
really feel this time the Premier League is the most open Premier League we have ever seen with
Exactly, dude. And that's what I
Tottenham and
wanted.
Arsenal.
Imagine,
Even we can
imagine
see
this
Arsenal
season.
going on and winning the league.
Yeah, imagine this season, and if Manchester United was also good, man, the top six would be like really, really back.
you know every time we had a discussion in our college days. Premier League had these top four or five teams, and out of these four or five teams anybody could go and win the league.
Big
That's
six
why Premier League was known as the most competitive and the most tough league to play. I guess we are coming back to that particular era again,
dominance.
where anybody from the top four can not win but challenge for the title. That is pretty much important. And even Arsenal and Arteta is no less than Pep Guardiola. I feel he was his apprentice in City, and I think he's doing really well. But still, I
Yeah,
have faith in Thomas Tuchel.
we are seeing English dominance in UCL as well. It's just like the Real Madrid has some other DNA in there. They just
Yes,
get it done when
absolutely.
nobody expects
And
them. Man, last season
no,
Champions
what
League is still like I cannot digest it. How they did it. I see the highlights and it's like they are buried in every game and still they just somehow did. Okay, Ranjan, I think we should end the podcast right here. It was a
right?
great
I guess
discussion today and
it was good
yeah.
to have a discussion today after a long time, and now
Till
with
next
you
week.
being much more free, we'll have to.
Absolutely, absolutely. That would be a huge thing. I think the let me check out the calendar. What's the next week is next week? I think the What the hell? Wow. So, okay, we'll be meeting before Liverpool. I'll maybe invite over Karthik. He's a Liverpool fan, so maybe we can talk a little bit United, and then we'll talk over other matches as well.